Okay, I'm going to show you how to use some tools that you can use to make shapes. But the first thing I need to do is add some layers because that's what professionals do. So I can either go to the window heading at the top of the screen and pull up the layers that way, or I can go to my shortcut that I set up earlier, click on layers, and there it is. Add 4 layers. I know I need 4 because I'm planning ahead and I've already got a rough copy in mind. First one is for the rectangle. Second shape that I'm going to build today is a circle. Third one is a triangle. And can you guess what the fourth one will be? If you said star, you're correct. I'm going to start with a rectangle. And so I make sure I've got that layer selected. And then over my toolbar, there's a couple of tools I want to show you for shapes. The first one is the rectangle tool. Just like that, I can make a shape. But the problem is I don't know what size that is. So I don't want that. So I'm just going to delete that one. Instead, what I'm going to do is select the rectangle tool, click once, and a dialog window comes up and says, oh, you want a rectangle? How big do you want it to be? When I have that clicked, you'll notice there's a slash through it. It means that I can put whatever number I want here. And it's not going to change the bottom one. So I want my rectangle to be 60 by 40. And there it is. Now, over here in my toolbar, there's a couple of selection tools here. There's the selection tool with a shortcut of V that selects that and allows me to move it around. If I click delete, the whole thing disappears. But if I click on this one, the direct selection tool, which is keyboard shortcut A, it selects part of it. If I hit the delete key now, part of it disappears, which is not something I want either. So I'm going to undo that, and go back to my 60 by 40 rectangle. I said there's a couple of ways you can make shapes. Here's the other one. On the toolbar, there's a new thing called the Shaper tool, and it kind of mimics the effect that you can get using Adobe on an iPad. I just make an approximation of the shape, and it guesses what I'm doing. So that's a triangle, obviously, or I can make a rectangle. The problem with that, though, is I don't know what size it is. So here's what I can do. I can go to the Properties tool, which I've added over here, or I can go to Window, pull up Properties, and it opens my property window here. And here it tells me which size it is. I have to select it first. And I can see that it's 88.345 millimeters, which is not what I want. I wanted 60 by 40. And there it is. Perfect size, the same size. Ta-da! So, that's how I made a rectangle. Now, I'd also like to make something else. What did I say? I was going to make a circle. Well, in Adobe Illustrator, we don't call it a circle. It's called an ellipse. And if I do it like this, I get perfect circle when I get those crosshairs. Or if I pay attention to the numbers that pop up in the bottom right of my screen. Otherwise, I get more of an ellipse. The easier way to do that is hold down the Shift key. And that gives me a perfect circle. There it is. All right, if I'm happy with that, then I could actually lock that layer, and then do the triangle. Now, a triangle is a 3-sided polygon. So I go to my triangle layer, click once, and by default, it's going to give me a 6-sided shape. But I can change that to 3, and lo and behold, I have a triangle. And then the last one is a star. Once again, I go to my tools, star tool, click once, and it says 5-point star. No, I don't want a 5-point star. I want this one to be 6. So replace that with a 6, and there I go. Looking good. I'm all done. So I save it.